Relational model. So relational model, the simple definition of relational model is the collection of table. It is the collection of tables. So a relational database consists of a collection of tables. Each one is assigned a unique name. Means we can say instructor table. Instructor is the name of that table. Instructor table. Each table has some number of columns with unique name. So instructor has columns IID, name, department name and salary. Now we are going to consider department name everywhere because we can already consider it as a schema, relational schema. So IID, department name, name of the instructor and salary. So each table has a number of columns with unique names. For example, instructor table, we store the information about the instructor. There are 4 columns in this table: ID, name, department name and salary. So each row in this table record the information about the instructor. Means instructor ID, ID of this instructor F101, name XYZ, department name CSC, salary something, whatever, 80,000, 90,000, whatever. So in this way, each row of the table record the information about that table in this way. So this is the instructor. Each row, ID of the instructor is 10101. Name of the instructor is Srinivasan. Department name is computer science. Salary 65,000. So when we consider it is in the relational model, instead of table, we call it as a relation. Instead of table, we call it as a relation. What word is used there? Relation. So we call it as a instructor relation. In the entire relational model, the table is known as relation. So this is instructor relation. The columns are known as attributes. So there are 4 attributes: ID, name, department name and salary, and the rows are known as tuples. The rows are known as tuples. So always remember these 3 words. Always remember these 3 words. That the relation is known as, okay, in the relational model, the term relation is used for refer to the table, while the term tuple is used to refer to the row, and the term attribute is used to refer to the columns of the table. So these 3 words we are going to use onwards: relation, tuple and attribute. That is the simple definition of relational model, and these are the example. This is course relation with course ID, title, department name and credits as the name of the attributes, and these are the rows or the tuples, tuples in that relation. Now I also use the word relation everywhere. This is prerequisite relation. Okay. Now when we consider this relational schema, the order of tuples is irrelevant. Tuples may be in any arbitrary order. You can observe here, is there any order in this relation for the tuples? No. These are not in the sequence of ID. These are not in the sequence of or alphabetic order of name. These are not in the sequence of department name. These are not in the sequence of salary. Nothing. No order is there. So order of tuples, when we consider the simple relational model or relational schema, the order of the tuples is not so important or it is irrelevant. Tuples may be in any arbitrary order. In the case of indexing, we are going to see here at that time the order and indexing and all this. But here it is unordered. This relation is not in order. Now, another concept that already we have learned, but again I am going to repeat it in simple. For each attribute, there is a set of permitted values. We call it as a domain of that attribute. What we call it as a domain of that attribute. So the domain of the attribute is nothing but the set of permitted values. So when we consider the instructor ID, okay, ID of the instructor, it is a character of size suppose 8. So it is a set of values of size 8 character. When we consider a salary, it is integer. So whenever we insert the value, which set of values are permitted here? Only integer values are permitted here, salary. When we consider the semester, along with character, another domain is there, the set of permitted values. For example, fall, winter, spring. These are some semester which are considered in US, their studies. So that's why this example is given in the book. So semester, fall, winter, spring. So these are the set of permitted values. These are only allowed to enter when we enter the value of semester. So that is called domain of that attribute. So a domain is atomic if the elements of the domain are considered indivisible units. The domain is atomic if the elements of the domain are considered to be indivisible unit. So instructor ID, I write here 10101, Einstein, ID of the instructor. So it is atomic. We cannot divide it into parts. Salary 65,000. We cannot divide it into separate parts. But what is meant by non-atomic? Suppose name I have written as, I write any name. So this one is not atomic or non-atomic. What we'll call it as a non-atomic. I can divide it into two parts. First name, last name. So this is non-atomic. This one again we are going to see it in normalization because this is related to the first normal form. This is the property of the first normal form. So a domain is atomic if the elements of the domain are considered to be indivisible units which are not divided into parts. So name, if it is written in this way, if it is written as Einstein only, in our example, Einstein is there. It is atomic. Why? Because there is a single name, we cannot divide it. But if it is written in this way, then we can divide it into two parts. And that's why it is non-atomic. And that part we are going to see it into the normalization. Then the special value, null value is allowed for the domain. If it is not known, unknown, then in that case we can enter the null value for that domain. That is about the attribute domain. Now database schema. So database schema is the logical design of the database and the database instance is a snapshot of the database. So at a particular moment, whatever the data present there, that is instance of the database. So in this department relation, the schema is that how we represent the department schema with department name. This is logical structure of the database. There are three attributes for the schema: department name, building and budget. And the snapshot of the database means the values present in the database at the particular moment of time is called database instance. Now at this moment there are 7 tuples. So this is the instance of the database. This is instance of the database. Now the relational schema, how we can represent. Already I have given the example. A1, A2 to AN are the attributes of that schema. Then the R is the name of the relational schema and equal to the name of the attributes in schema. So how we represent the instructor schema? Instructor is the name of the schema, name of the relation, and these are the attributes of the relation, and this is the instance of the database or instance of the schema. In this way, relational schema, database schema, we can write the name of the attributes or the logical structure, logical design of the database. So this is the example of section schema, teacher schema, etc. Now the key. Why it? So let K is the set of attributes of a relation R. Then K is a super key, is one or more attributes, set of one or more attributes to identify uniquely the tuple of a relation. To identify uniquely the tuple of the relational. In ER diagram or ER model, we call uniquely identify each entity in the entity set. Here we call identify unique tuple of each relation. The difference is that only. In ER model, we call or we use it to identify every entity in the entity set, while here it is used to identify every tuple, unique tuple in the relation. So super key may contains, for example, ID, name is a super key. So name is an extraneous. Why? Because if we remove it, the ID also uniquely identify every tuple as it is a primary key. And that's why a super key consists of some extraneous attributes. If we remove that, it generates the minimal of candidate key. We call it as a candidate key. Minimal of super key, we call it as a candidate key. So ID becomes the candidate key. If a relation has more than one candidate keys, then one of that candidate key is selected by the database designer as the primary key. So when we choose any candidate key as the primary key, it possesses mainly two properties. It should be unique and the attribute value never change. The value of that attribute never change, means ID of the instructor 101 for Einstein, it remains as it is. It never change and it should be unique. So that property possessed by any primary key. A relation now, foreign key. A relation may include among its attributes the primary key of another relation R2. Then this attribute becomes the foreign key for our referencing R2. So in our example, instructor relation consists of department name, which is the primary key of department table. So it becomes the foreign key for instructor referencing to the department. So R1 is called referencing relation, instructor is called referencing relation, and R2 is called referenced relation. So department becomes the referenced relation. So these are the keys for relational model or relational schemas. And this is the schema.